Let's talk about your healthy living, because Breast Cancer Awareness Month is very important. Doctors are urging women to get their mammograms. Don't skip it. But here's the thing. You get the mammogram done. They call you. They say, we got to take a look, an extra image. So nobody wants that call. What does it mean, right? Health educator Dr. Griggs joins us this morning. Doc, there have been so many changes in technology. They're great advancements, but they also show a lot that people are still learning how to read, right? Talk about what that means to get the call back.
So the first thing to allay everybody's anxiety is that less than 1 in 10 callbacks result in a cancer diagnosis.
Less than 1 in 10 callbacks
1 in 10
result in a cancer diagnosis.
What's different now, a lot of times there'll be a callback because there's what's called dense breast tissue.
Right.
Dense breast tissue. We know that early detection leads to cure and saves lives.
Absolutely.
Well, dense breast tissue can equate the effect of looking for a snowball in a snowstorm.
Okay.
What happens is that the tissue is tightly packed. In 2019, the FDA required that mammograms require reporting dense breast tissue, the density of your breast. So what would happen is, on the initial screen, there's 2 types of mammograms. There's the screening, and then there's the diagnostic. And if you get called back for a diagnostic, meaning that there might be an area that is of concern, the tissue is more dense, and your radiologist wants to get a clearer picture. So we need to scroll over it most times with a 3D mammogram where the breast tissue is compressed, and then they'll scroll any areas of concern, documented. And again, 9 times out of 10, it's benign, but it needs to come back. What should happen, though, is exactly what we're doing, is the education, so you can understand that it's not necessarily a bad diagnosis, and most importantly, that you'll go back. I know a lot of women that they'll get the callback mammogram and they just don't go. It's an uncomfortable experience, and they're swimming in cortisol. It's scared. Sure. So it's not anything necessarily to be afraid of. It's just that they want to do further testing, because if you remember that the mammograms, they compare your tissue over time.
Got it.
Right? Based on the baseline. So if there's something new that pops up, because breast tissue changes over the course of a woman's life, we want to make sure that they're able to thoroughly look over it. And like you said, with all of the new technologies out, we're able to detect things a lot earlier. So there's a lot more hope.
Ultrasounds of the breast. There's so many things.
Yeah, there's so many different things.
Yeah.
So again, it's asking the questions, taking a deep breath, and going back in, so you can have a dialogue, so you can be able to detect the changes in your breast at home and have a really full conversation about you.
That is so fascinating. Talk about what kind of conversations we need to be having with our insurance companies, for example, in advance, right? Because there are a lot of imaging options out there. How do you know what's covered, what's right for you?
Well, the thing is, first thing is, the best thing to ask is what is covered. Are they doing a 2D mammogram? Or are they doing a 3D mammogram? A 3D mammogram. A 2D mammogram compresses the 3D tissue to take a pan or a scan over, and that's what's traditionally used for decades. And then we came up with a 3D, so we can get 3D images of the entire breast, which is helpful, and it's most helpful with diagnostics. You want to ask your insurance companies, are 3D mammograms included? You want to ask, are there the open ones? Because it's an uncomfortable experience, and this is one instance where many women, like men don't go back to the doctor for uncomfortable experiences because they get what they think would be bad news, and it's not. A lot of women don't go back because they're afraid without asking the right questions.
What is the top tier imaging option right now for mammogramming, for mammograms and just breast care?
So it's always developing, but a 3D mammogram is the one that again, it's a 3D image of a 3D tissue. And it depends on, again, what's available in your area.
Yeah. Anything that you can say from one year to the other? We often think of something that cancer is just kind of in your genes, something you, God forbid, are really watching out for because of your friends, your family. Anything that you can do preventatively from one year to the next? So
it's not just genetics. First thing is be on top of your mammograms, be on top of your self-exams, know your body. If you're doing anything to reduce inflammation, it's the inflammatory states, the environmental factors, those factor in to cancer diagnoses. Talk to your family about cancer risk in your family. Again, taking control of your own health, but getting educated to be able to have those a real dialogue with your healthcare provider about anything that you might have a question about.
Awesome. Dr. Griggs, thank you, as always.
Thank you.
Great information. All right, guys, let's talk about